In this video, we're giving some guidance on what to expect in Mexico City if you are planning your visit. Cost, time commitment, and what we generally recommend because that's what we really enjoyed. We came to Mexico City for an entire month to live, to work, and experience life like the locals. And of course, we had to do some tourist activities and attractions that are popular to both Mexicans themselves and foreigners.
And we want to hear from you guys. If you live in Mexico City or if you have visited multiple times, what do you think we should do the next time we come and visit? Because if you have seen our Mexico City review, you know that we love this city. And if you haven't checked it out, we invite you to go watch that video. But we do want to hear your recommendations. Tell us all the secrets, all of the things that we need to do the next time we come.
If this is your first time visiting Mexico City, or planning a hot air balloon ride, you have to do it over the Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon.
In Teotihuacan.
It is incredibly epic. You're gonna get amazing photos, and it's one of the things we obviously highly recommend. Now, it is a bit expensive. We did the Airbnb experience, which cost about $170 per person.
This was one of the more expensive options because this option included breakfast at the cave, which is a natural cave that you go to the restaurant, and it's a unique experience, very popular in the area. And it also included entrance to the pyramids. On the side, we decided to do the private tour with a historian guide that was with us, and that cost about $15 per person.
So expect a really long day. I mean, you're waking up at 4 in the morning, being picked up at about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and then you're not getting back to your accommodation, your Airbnb, your hotel or whatever until about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, depending on traffic. So expect a long day, but it is totally worth it.
Also expect to be offered tequila at 6 in the morning before the flight to get the edge of. I commented to the guys that I was a little bit nervous, and they were like, just take a shot of tequila, a shot of mezcal. It will get the edge off. You'll be okay.
You don't need to be you don't need to be on edge about it. It felt like an elevator. All of a sudden I was like, oh, we're in the air. I didn't even realize it.
It felt really smooth. I was a little bit nervous because I watch videos from other people, and the days that we went was a little bit windier, and it was a little bit more hectic to get on the air. But it is an incredible experience. You have nothing to fear of, just the magic. Yeah, the magic of a place. It's incredible. Also, the company that we chose, it was on the expensive side because they didn't have as many people on the balloon, which it was really good.
Yeah.
All of the activities that we're mentioning and we're going to continue to go through, we're going to link them below for you to check them out and possibly decide to do them with the same person or the same company. We had a great experience with all of them and we recommend them.
And we are not affiliated with them, so we're just promoting them because we enjoyed them that much.
We're too small to be paid for it.
Yeah, we're too small at this moment. But you can help us out by hitting like and subscribe.
There you go. We also booked a history walking tour with Jose Miguel, an anthropologist that is from Mexico City that took place all over the historic center of Mexico City.
This too was an Airbnb experience, link below, so check that out. It was incredible. He walks you through basically Bellas Artes all the way to Zocalo and shows you all this rich history and layers of history from the Aztecs, the Spaniards, the revolution that occurred, and everything that has been built on top of the city over time to give you a real picture of what created Mexico City today. I highly recommend it. There's so many different stories he was able to provide. We had to re-walk the whole area and just cherish the things that he has learned himself. And he learned these things not because he studied them, but because of his grandfather who showed him all this history, giving him the stories over time. So if you want that real authentic experience of seeing the history through the eyes of a real Mexican, you need to book this tour. And anytime you go to any given city in the world, this is something you should try to find because it's going to give you a deeper appreciation for what any given city has become to this present day.
Yeah, my favorite part about this activity was the fact that he didn't just tell us the history about these places, he was also connecting the history of the places with his own story and with his own memories. So you got to know not just Mexico City, but also him.
Yes.
And that was really special.
And what's great about these types of tours is that these people, if you ask, questions, go in there, be inquisitive, they're going to give you a ton of recommendations of other things to check out. He gave us homework that we couldn't even get to everything. It was just too much. So we highly recommend doing this type of tour. That tour cost about $40 per person through the Airbnb experience. But think about the cost. I know that sounds a little expensive, but the amount of history you learn would take you hours of research online. So you might as well pay for the 2 hours that he's able to walk you through in kind of a storytelling format. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful. You must go to a Lucha Libre. I grew up watching WWE and wrestling in the United States. And of course, like a Lucha Libre is just like the Mexican version of that. And I thought it was incredible. I loved it. I don't recommend it to you if you don't like laughing for 2 hours straight. What was funny to me was like when he was like, "Why do you want to go to that? Why do you want to?"
But I had never seen wrestling or a Lucha Libre match. I thought it was silly. And I was like, oh my God, it's a Sunday, I'm tired, I just want to go home. And I was just there because Johnny wanted to do it, right? But once it started, it was incredible. You need to go.
Yeah, when you laughed the entire time. I couldn't believe how much she was laughing. She was laughing more than I was. But
in some of the other activities that we did, we met other people that were kind of like hesitant of going.
And I was like, no, you need to go. You must go. No hesitation. Book your Lucha Libre. And it's really easy. Go to cmll.com. They have their arenas there. There's a couple arenas in different towns like Puebla. So make sure you choose Arena Mexico. That's the one inside Mexico City. The tickets can cost anywhere from like $20 to $50 depending on if it's a Friday night or if it's a Sunday night. It was a little cheaper on Sunday night. So we spent about $20 for our tickets and we were really close to the ring. Yeah, it was super affordable, super entertaining, and highly recommend it.
Yes, I am fans of Kemalito and Místico and Volador Jr.
Místico.
I want to go back again.
Yeah.
To celebrate our 9th wedding anniversary, we decided to go do a cooking class with Chef Raya, where we learned to make tacos al pastor.
Qué delicioso.
And this was an incredible experience because we love cooking. We absolutely love learning about new techniques, how to make things in the kitchen, but we loved it because of Chef Raya. He is such a charismatic person. He makes the experience incredible from the moment you meet him. And it was one of my favorite things that we did here in Mexico City.
Yeah, Chef Raja was super engaging from the time we met him at the market to the time we went to his home and just the cooking process. So it didn't feel like you were doing a lot of chopping or anything. It just felt really engaging because of his character. Now, some practical things to know: this was an Airbnb experience. The time commitment is from about 9 a.m. to probably 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And then you're going to spend about probably $70 to do this. But I highly recommend it. It was a beautiful experience, especially for people who love to cook.
Yes, and he doesn't just teach you how to cook tacos al pastor. He teaches you techniques that you can use in the kitchen for whatever thing that you are making. You also get to meet his wife, Elisa, and both of them, they make it a really lovely experience in their home.
Yes.
So it's even more special. Let's talk about museums, because there are a lot of museums in Mexico City. I just read that there are 173, and we were told that only in the historic center of the city, there are 42 museums.
So we went to go do them all. We did all of, no, just kidding. There's no way.
No. Even though we spent a month here, there's no way we could have done it.
Absolutely not. That's just too many.
There are a lot of museums, but our message here is go do what you like and what you are interested in. Don't just go check out whatever museums are mentioned the most in social media, because you might not end up enjoying it.
Yeah, at the Anthropology Museum, which we thought was amazing. We spent like 3 hours there. Really enjoyed it. We kind of rushed ourselves through it,
Yeah,
actually.
we were tired.
Yeah, we were also tired. It was like, okay. But we liked it, but we heard some other people just complaining to their partners saying, "Oh, it's just more of the same stuff."
Because it has so many different rooms, and they were like, "Oh, it's just more of the same. Let's go." And so it was obviously people that were not there to learn what they wanted to learn more about, but they were there because somebody else told them to go there.
Yeah.
And just research the type of things that you like to enjoy. If you like art, look for the art museums. We
We are nerds. We like data. We studied economics in college. So we went to the Interactive Economics Museum that they have, and there were a ton of students there.
Johnny was the only like foreigner
Yeah.
looking person. I feel like I'm a Mexican, so
The only
I
hard
don't
thing
feel-
about that museum was that everything was in Spanish, so it was hard to interact because there was a point where I was like, I feel burnt out on Spanish. I had enough to get by. Yo estoy entiendo cosas todo el tiempo, pero it was a lot. It was a lot. It was more than I could handle. So like halfway through, I was like, I think my brain is just fried at this point. But I enjoyed it because I was like, it's economics, I love economics, so I
And
enjoyed
then
it.
on the opposite side, we don't quite enjoy contemporary art as much. So we just don't go to those places anymore, even if they are super cool. You just can't do everything in life. You gotta choose what you are truly passionate about and what you wanna go enjoy for the day.
Yeah, and these were really affordable museums in a practical perspective. I don't think any museum costs more than $10 to enter, so very very affordable to enter. One interesting thing about the Economics Museum, though, is that when Whitney entered, tell them about this.
When I entered, I felt something super weird. I felt like an electricity shock that kind of like pulled my arm this way, like, hey, get out of here. And I screamed, I was like, ah! And I just didn't pay much attention to it. It was just weird. But when we got outside of the building, they were offering a tour of the history of the building, and the guide was like, hey, you're not interested? They say that there are ghosts here. And I was like, oh my God, I felt something so weird. I felt like something, like someone pulled me out, like they didn't want me to come in. And he's like, yep, those are true stories. And I was like, ah.
Yeah, they were
But-
going to give a tour in Spanish, and I was like, I'm done with Spanish right now.
Yeah, you were done with Spanish. It was also like 2 p.m. and we had not eaten lunch, so we were very hungry.
We had to go eat. You must go to Palacio de Bellas Artes. Did I get it right?
Yes, good
I
job.
said it right. I've been saying it wrong the entire time. When you go there, see a show, see an opera, see a ballet, see a symphony. We went and saw a symphony. It was beautiful. It was very elegant. It's as elegant as the palace looks from the outside to the inside to the marble to even the bathroom was elegant. But it was awesome. Highly recommended. This was also recommended by Jose Miguel, who gave us the historical tour to do. And I couldn't imagine not going to Mexico City and not doing this.
Yeah, it's also a very affordable experience. We paid $60 to see a symphony, which we could not have even gotten away with that in Dallas, Texas. And it's something that they do very often based on like the website. There are shows very often. There's symphony, ballet, opera. So choose to do something like that. Let's talk about some of the free things that you can do. And this is why we love cities. There are so many free things that you encounter, like Bazar el Sábado in the San Angel neighborhood, which only takes place on Saturdays. That's why it's called Bazar el Sábado. Oh. You didn't know that, I bet.
I didn't think that in my head. But it was beautiful. They had a ton of art and people making art. Like, I literally wanted to spend all my money. Some of this art was super cool.
Yes, some of the artists were very unique. I really want to come back when we have our come and get a ton of art from here because it was pretty awesome. They also have plenty of shops. Watch out with the ceramics. I broke a ceramic with my bottle.
Water bottle. Yeah, she just tapped it and it fell, and then we had to pay 500 pesos.
Oh, yeah. But it's a really cool activity. And along those lines, visit the Coyoacan area, which is where the Frida Museum is. And don't just visit the Frida Museum, go to the market where you can go eat the tostadas that are super delicious. And you can just walk around the market.
And very affordable.
Very affordable.
Because that's where the locals go.
Yes. And just walk around the market, see all of the things that you may not see in your country. Also go to the parks, which they call jardines or gardens, because they are very peaceful. They are very nice, very well taken care of. And the artisanal market, that was crazy too. There was so much stuff.
Again, one of the things we really enjoy about cities is that there are all these free things. There's different neighborhoods. I think Mexico City is just so big, and there's so many beautiful neighborhoods that make up this entire city. It just blew my mind. Don't just stay in Zocalo or in Roma. Get out of that. Like, there's more. There's just so much more. I still can't believe it. Our true passion is eating delicious food. Mexico City has amazing food on every single corner. Also, Michelin highly recommends eating at several different restaurants. They have 20 different restaurants with Bib Gourmand. They have 5 restaurants with Michelin stars, 1 Michelin star, and 2 restaurants with 2 Michelin stars. We did not go to any of the Michelin star ones, but we did go to a couple Bib Gourmand restaurants, such as Tacos Los Alexis. Every taco was completely different, and the flavor was just incredible and impeccable. What was the name of the one with the cheese that was like melted?
It was
on
a costra.
A costra. Oh my God. It was so good. And then their taurina.
Taco taurino.
Go there. Go eat there.
Another one we enjoyed was La Cecina, and that one I kind of found because I was hungry and I wanted to eat closer to the home in Navarte Poniente, and it turned out to be really good.
Yeah, it did not have a Bib Gourmand, this particular restaurant, but I think it was up there with the Bib Gourmand ones based off of the quality that they put into the food. And we tried our first tlayuda.
Yeah, this is where we tried our first tlayuda, and it was delicious. The way they prepared the meat, it was very impressive. We liked it a lot.
Yeah, there was one dish where they had said that they salted it and they kind of like
It's dried meat.
Dried meat. Oh man, that was freaking incredible. It was a raw dried meat. So good. Another Bib Gourmand restaurant that we really enjoyed was Comal al Culto. Absolutely delicious. We had some mole. We had a gordita.
Gordita, which is like arepa. To me, it was an arepa.
Some tostadas. Oh man, but the quality of the food the quality of the recipes were just incredible. You should totally check out that restaurant.
Yeah, and this restaurant is like a completely different experience because it's a communal table. So you only have like 10, 12 people at a table, and everyone sits together, and it depends on the people that you sit with. You can have a conversation and everything, but it's a unique experience.
Very social. To our surprise, at the Anthropological Museum, they had a restaurant, Sala Gastronomica.
Gastronomica?
Thank you. We ate a small lunch there, but we had a tostada de tuna. So a tuna tostada, oh my gosh, it was freaking delicious. I did not expect that restaurant to be so good. It was so good. That does not have a Bib Gourmand, but dang, it was so good.
It was delicious. They had really unique flavors on their tostada. And then later that day, we went to another Bib Gourmand recommendation from Michelin, which is called Comedor Jacinta. And we tried the tuna tostada there, and it was so different. They were both very good, very different flavors. At Comedor Jacinta, we also enjoyed the quesadilla, crab quesadilla. That was very delicious. And that's where we celebrate our anniversary.
Oh, besita me. And our last recommendation is Taqueria El Caifon in the Historic Center, where we had, it was called a huel.
It's a huitlacoche quesadilla, which huitlacoche is like a mushroom that grows on the corn.
Like on the corn husk, yeah.
And it's a Mexican delicacy. We were recommended to go there for the huitlacoche. We had it in other places too, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, we like mushrooms and like anything that's like a fungus, you know. It's like hongos. muy delicioso.
But if you come to Mexico City, you can expect to find good food everywhere. Like
Yeah.
on the taco stands. We don't typically do taco stands because I'm a little picky with the fact that I like to sit down and have a nice meal.
Yeah.
I grew up with my mom always creating like an experience around meals. And so for me, sitting down at a comfortable table, taking it slow, that's something that I highly appreciate and something that I look forward in every single meal.
Yeah, we don't normally stop and eat any of the street food.
We
That's just something
don't
we
like it's just something I don't enjoy. I know there are some really good places, but it's not enjoyable for me. And I do take food as something that needs to be enjoyed and needs to be something that we take it slow
and vice versa. If you just put food in front of me, I'd probably eat it. So
oh yeah, he will eat it standing up.
upside down. So as you can see, we did a ton in Mexico City within a month's period. There was so much to do that we still couldn't get to all of it. There were a lot
Yeah,
of
we
things
missed a lot.
Yeah, and one of the things I really wanted to do, and I was looking up as soon as I got here, were like hikes to do nearby. Most of them were like an hour or 2 hours outside of the city, but we're gonna definitely have to come back to do some hiking because we did not get to do any of that, and that's one of my favorite top experiences. We skipped out on a couple other things that were highly recommended, like the canals in the south.
Xochimilco.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
just
and
it was too much party. Like it advertised as being party like, and we typically avoid the party. That's just not our vibe.
yeah, and like we tell you guys, we are comfortable with missing the things that may be very popular or highly recommended by other people, but that we don't like. And we know we're not going to enjoy it. So although it's popular, although it's a big attraction, we just choose not to do it because it won't be enjoyable for us.
Right. So this just adds to the layers and layers of what Mexico City already is. And, you know, we're asking ourselves a big question. Would we live here? Would we live here in the long run? And that is a question that we answered in our city review. So that's why you should go check that out. But in the meantime, if you've gotten this far in the video, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe. Please put your comment below. Tell us what we need to check out next time we come based off of, like, you know, understanding us in this one little video here.
And tell us, should we actually try the chapulines because we skipped on that?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to eat crickets.
We'll see you next week, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate your support and have a great week. Another bib gourmand.
Another big gourmand one was Kamal Akuloto.
Comal
I'm reading off the
oculto.
computer. Kamal Akuloto. That's screwed up so bad. It was delicious. All right. So the mole, so good. By the way, mole tastes different everywhere you go.